And I am live. Whoa, that's awful. Let's see if we can get my gamer pick up and not me. I gotta turn the camera off, and there's no place to do that. Oh, crap. Okay, so let's turn this. That's still better than seeing my face. Hey, everybody, it's Mojo Blues coming to you live from Germany. Just wanted to make sure my mic and everything was working. Anybody pops in chat, let me know how I sound. This is not my usual setup. Earlier today, I had problems because I was trying to use some headphones that I think actually have a microphone in them. There's some really nice AKGs that I got with my Note 9. I think that's was causing my problem. I was trying to get on a Boom show. Oh, that is awful. I need something better up. I might have to go try to use OBS. Let's see. I don't know how this mic's going to pick up from a distance. Hopefully it's a few days now. I'm moving around and doing some crazy stuff. I should have had this all taken care of before I went live, so to speak. That mic's about 3 feet from me. I hope that's not too far. Oh, okay. Says one person's watching. I wonder if that's just me. Ha. I sent out a tweet. Let's give it a look and see if that tweet actually went out. I really hate doing it this way, guys, but I just started fooling with OBS and Discord, and I couldn't remember which link to copy to drop in, paste into YouTube to make all that work. And I didn't feel like fooling with it, to be honest, when I knew I could just go live this way. Normally I do that at home, and I got the camera set up on my little gaming hub area, and it's actually a decent picture to look at. Here it's just the ceiling or my face. Yeah, and we don't want to see my face, right? Holy cow, I haven't went live solo in a while. So, looking at my tweets, seeing if yeah, live from Germany went out. Nobody's liked it. Might have to tweet it out again a couple more times, let people know I am live right now. Oh, I cannot do that from here. I got to do it from the laptop because that's where I got the link copied. Oh, joy. Well, that's fine. That's easy enough. How is everybody today? Wow, lots of crazy news. Sony drops a nugget and the internet goes crazy. Yeah, that's fine. And they should. Ponies are desperate for anything. Think about it. Sony's not been to any show in a year and a half. They don't do anything. And they said that's what they were going to do. Nothing. Hide in the bushes until next gen. And that's what they've been doing. They had their last few games and they've already released one of them. Yeah, the zombie game that was yeah, it was average. Wasn't one of their bangers, that's for sure. Days Gone. DayZ way better. Okay. I'm over on Twitter right now as I'm just speaking. We're gonna go new tweet. Haha. Well, that ain't working. There it goes. Haha. Forgive the for a second here. own little spill in. Boom, another text. Hopefully somebody will pick it up and come this way. We've been live for like 5 minutes, so don't got anybody checking me out. Man, you got to drop content to get people to your channel. That's for sure. And I have not been doing that. Although I still do the show every week with Mads Gaming and Jamie Moran. We'll be on tomorrow due to various circumstances. We wasn't able to go Wednesday or today, but that's okay. We'll be on Friday. Plenty of news to talk about there, and that's the Next Gen podcast. So there'll be plenty to discuss. But let's get back to Sony and to the gist of it. They didn't really announce anything that I didn't already know, except 3 things. Couple of tidbits on their controller, which was pretty cool. So now they're finally going to get a controller that maybe be up to the level of the Xbox controller. Who knows? It's still going to have those ugly handle things on the sides that are not comfortable. That they're not changing that part of the design, but they are fixing their triggers, going to make them better, and they're going to get rid of their crappy rumble and do the haptic feedback. That's pretty cool. Good on them. Said something about improving the speakers too, but they don't even need a speaker on the controller. That was always dumb. Got that, Sony? It's dumb. Yeah, just take that kind of crap off and your touch screen and stuff. But the one big nugget they dropped was hardware accelerated ray tracing. And very interesting. Hopefully I can get with Mads on this tomorrow and before we go live, because I thought those cores on the next Xbox, that's where they were going to do the ray tracing over on the CPU side. Sony just said they're doing their ray tracing on the GPU side. And maybe that's what Xbox is doing too. Maybe I didn't understand. But that's what I had thought, that there would be dedicated ray tracing cores, on the CPU for Xbox. And I'm probably wrong on that, but I'll talk with Mads on it and get the real skinny. But anyway, it was cool. Sony's actually going to have hardware accelerated ray tracing, because if they would have used software, even though over the last 2 or 3 months, I've heard pony after pony say that, oh, it'll be great. No, it would have been garbage. Come on. It would have. And it would have been Microsoft doing hardware, them doing software. Devs would have had to have picked one or the other, because I doubt they would have done both. It would have been a mess. Okay, it would have been an absolute mess. So now if they're both using some kind of similar hardware accelerated ray tracing, it'll be fine. And let's be honest, this is just minor ray tracing stuff anyway for some lighting effects and other things. And as far as using ray tracing for audio, I still don't get that at all. It makes no sense, but whatever. They're going to have 3D audio. We've had Dolby Atmos forever. And before that, Microsoft had their own 3D audio thing on, for the Xbox. All that's good, but Sony really should just pony up and pay to get Dolby Atmos, because they're going to have a 4K drive, Blu-ray drive in there. That means you're going to be able to play movies, so it's going to have to work for the Dolby Atmos. That's all on all 4K Blu-ray discs, so why wouldn't you optimize that for games and have it? I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out as we get closer, as more and more details come in. And I really apologize for not having a better picture to show people. It's pretty ugly. Not just pretty ugly. It is very ugly. You're just seeing the roof, the ceiling. I do not know how to, from YouTube Studio, to actually turn the camera off and just have my gamer tag showing there, like it would be if I'd went through Discord and OBS. Yeah, I know, but this is easier. And I just wanted to check the microphone. I'm going to stay on here probably for another few minutes, and then I'll end the stream. And it's just for me to go back on and check and make sure I sounded all right. because I ain't getting anybody in here anyway. I have no idea what time it is back home. Let me see. Let me grab my phone. No, this shows the time here. It should be about 3 or 4 o'clock back there, I'm guessing. 2:54, yeah, so Eastern Standard Time. Actually, that's a good time to be on. Hey, I think somebody said Crap Gamer was about to go on, so maybe everybody's on his show because he's got the followers. I don't. I have like 36 people sub to my channel. It's tiny, but it'll grow once I start dropping videos and doing a live podcast on the weekends. The only reason I'm doing this now is just I wanted to test my setup over here in Germany. I'm at my son's house. I'm totally on Wi-Fi. Normally I'm hardwired, but I'm still basically using the same equipment. I'm using my Surface Pro 6 and a Blue Snowball microphone. So all should be pretty good. But yeah, Sony put that out there. They did give a firm release date of holiday, but I already knew that. We all knew that. Yeah, whatever. I want to know how much RAM. I want to know what the data pipe is, how big, that kind of stuff. I want to know just what their SSD is. Is it a stock standard one that's already out? Did they come up with something all their own that's just a Sony SSD? Is it faster than what Microsoft's going to have? I want all that info. Let's get those white papers out. Some dev should probably have specs on all that. Even if they're using the dev kit that's not the final product, they probably got a white paper that tells them what everything's going to eventually be. Yeah, it would be nice for them guys to just go ahead and send that to me. I want to tell who it comes from, but we need to get that information out to the public. We're the people going to be buying this stuff, so we have the right to know. This keeping crap secret is stupid. Okay, it is. Come on. You're both coming out with consoles that's going to have the same CPU and basically the same GPU. All right. The minor differences may be how they enact ray tracing. One may be at a higher clock rate. There's that whole on the CPU side, maybe Microsoft's, I don't know, using a one generation later than what Sony already decided on. And though I don't know that for a fact, they may both be identical. Hey, that's my hands. I'm just being silly now. It just seems weird. One of these days, I got to figure out how I can get my gamer pick and get that camera turned off within YouTube Studio. Because I still like to do these solo rants from time to time, even once I start getting content dropped on the channel. And just like I've told people before, hey, Mojo's Milkshakes and Movies are coming. Movie reviews are coming. Game reviews are coming. And a full up podcast, Best Damn Xbox Podcast, is coming. BDXP. I'd wanted to start it in September, but man, I've been working 60, 70 hours a week. And then it got too close to this trip. And I just decided to push it back until after I get back home, which will be sometime early November. I'm going to get with a few people and get a podcast going Saturday night, maybe even Sunday evening. I don't know. Depends on how the other panel members want what they want to do. We'll figure all that out when the time comes. And plus, I want to get a lot more videos dropped on my channel, maybe try to drive some traffic to it and get a few people on it. But considering I do a weekly podcast with Mads Gaming, who has a huge following, that link's on there, people. Y'all need to come to my channel and go ahead and subscribe. Gonna have to have some faith in me. Mucho content is coming. I was hoping to do some travel vlogs and stuff, but yeah, Verizon charges an arm and a leg to get full functions on the phone over here. And I guess I could record video and upload it later. That's probably what I'll start doing. I've took a lot of pictures that way, and I tweet them out when I'm on Wi-Fi. And I'm on Wi-Fi when I'm at my son's house. But once I walk out the door, yeah, that phone's a brick at that point. I can't do anything with it. I can enact a travel pass, which costs gives you for $10. I'm here for 21 days. That's a lot of money to pay just to have phone usage outside the house. So I'm fine with on my actual travel days, I'll use that. But yeah, day in and day out over here, I'm just going to stick with Wi-Fi. So anything I record and do will get uploaded at a later point in time. But hopefully I'll get a couple of videos of this and that or wherever I'm at. Right now I'm at Spangdahlem, Germany, off base in the German house. Wi-Fi is pretty good. I've been watching Netflix. My God, it kills me that Netflix has these different areas where they have different lineups. I can watch Titans over here. So back in the US, I got to pay for that crappy DC channel. Now, I shouldn't call it crappy, but it doesn't have enough content for me to pay for it, which I paid for it anyway, by the way, just because I love the Titans. I think that's an amazing show. But they just get it on Netflix over here and a lot of other stuff. I'm sure we get some shows they don't, so it's it probably equals out. But anyway, I just think that's an awful. They should have one worldwide lineup, but they don't. I'm knocking back some iced tea while we're doing this, keeping the throat kind of good. And the throat's already a little bit raw. If I sound even raspier than normal, it's because yeah, I've been out drinking. Hit it a little too hard night before last. Oh, yeah. And well, we won't get into the consequences of that, but we all know when you drink too much what happens. Not good. I'm completely sober tonight. Not even going to drink any beer tonight. Oh, that German beer is so good. Oh, holy cow. I'd forgotten. I lived here 85 to 88. Yeah. But this is 30 years ago. And I'm old. You just forget how much stronger it is and how good it is overall. But there'll be some more of that, but I just in moderation. All right, a little bit about Xbox. Cobra will throw a tweet out there showing that Microsoft still thinks they're going to have the most powerful console next gen, and I still believe that too. It ain't going to be more powerful than much. It ain't going to be like how the X totally crushes the Pro. But yeah, I think it'll be a little more powerful. I think, yeah. But just like Sony was hiding that hardware accelerated ray tracing, Sony keeps some secrets, and that's the whole thing last gen on the RAM. Microsoft was for some reason, did not realize that Sony was coming balls out with that more RAM than them and better RAM. And trust me, that made all the difference in the world. RAM has always been king in these, home gaming systems. Always. RAM has always been king. I've never understood why home consoles didn't just, I know it's a cost thing, but it shouldn't have mattered. There have been, plenty of consoles in the past where they should have definitely upped the RAM and it would have been, better. I think Microsoft doing this whole virtual RAM thing, that scares me. As long as devs use it, but you're trying to put some RAM in your SSD, and you're taking up some of that space, and it's good. It makes everything work better and gives you all that extra RAM, but I worry that devs won't use it. Microsoft needs to understand Sony's probably going to still outsell them and will still be the industry leader. So devs are going to cater to whatever Sony wants done. And if Sony system's not using anything like that, that extra, whatever it is a dev has to do, they just, you know, maybe some will, some that maybe Microsoft has marketing deals with will use it, but I don't know about everybody using it. They don't all use the power of the X, and a lot do. I've been surprised. They've managed to get quite a bit, but there's always the occasional lazy dev that just don't want to go that extra mile, even though that console's way, way better. It's a shame that they care that little about their own game, that they're trying to get people, excuse me, spend $60 for, and they're unwilling to put that extra little bit of work to make their game better on the X. I don't care if it only sells 10 additional copies, or they don't sell any additional. You're putting out a game. You want it to be the best it can be, and the best console always in the past got the best versions. Not the not the one that sold the most, But anyway. Whoa. Oh. My phone's going off. Somebody from Tennessee's calling me, which I can't answer. And I can't even check the voicemail, which I don't care. I'm in Germany. Everybody that should be calling me knows I'm over here. The people that need, they have me via Skype or Twitter. Wow, it was an amazing, crazy, horrible trip over here. American Airlines, first leg of my flight was delayed. There was no way I could make the second leg, so they ended up rebooking me through London, causing me an extra 10-hour delay. A couple of those hours was at Charlotte, but about 8 of those hours was at Heathrow. You ever sat in Heathrow Airport for like 8 friggin' hours, trapped like a rat? I couldn't even get back through customs and security so I could go smoke somewhere. So I was literally just trapped there. Yeah, it was pretty annoying, but it was all worth it in the end. I got here the same day. I just got here late at night as opposed to early in the morning. So, it did cost me a day of my vacation, basically. I would have been in Germany all that day. I could have done some stuff, drank some more of that German beer that first night, but no. Got home tired, had a little tea, and it was to bed, sleep, get caught up. Didn't get up till like 3 o'clock the next day. It was fine. Went out that next night, ate a nice German meal, wonderful German restaurant known as Mom's Place in Spangdahlem. Oh, I had the cordon bleu. I tweeted out some pictures of the food and the beer. Then the next night's where I went and got crazy drunk. A little Gasthaus pub. Oh, the Germans just kept buying me beer. Wow. Yeah. And I'm an idiot. And I kept drinking them. We won't even talk anymore about that because it got pretty, not a good late evening for me. It was a good early evening, while I was in the bar drinking stuff. It was just trying to get back home. Not cool. But I made it. Slept again till about 3. Yeah, I've been sleeping till like 3 in the afternoon. Well, I normally sleep all day anyway. I don't get up to 1 or 2 back home because I work them crappy 12-hour shifts overnight. So, now I'm, I can't seem to break that all. I got up at 12:30 today. Went on base with my daughter-in-law. It was their shopping day. Helped her get groceries. Had the baby with us. Oh, my grandson. That is so awesome. Maybe one night I'll go live and bring him and stick him in front of the camera. That'd be pretty cool. Although he might not like it. I've got plenty of pics now. I take his picture constantly. Now I know why my mother stayed so mad at me all the time when mine were babies, because I didn't take enough pictures. Of course, back then we didn't have the cell phone cameras. But I still didn't take enough pictures for her liking and get to her. So Yeah, my son's kind of does the same thing to me, even though it's so simpler now. Just get your phone out, snap a couple of pics, send it to me. You can send it via Skype. You don't have to, don't cost anything. It's free. But oh well, not a big thing. And I'm disappointed though. I'm not getting anybody coming in and watching my little mojo stream here. Not ranting, not really focused though, not really talking about anything, I guess, that anybody cares anyway. This is more about me just checking my equipment. I may go back on here in a little bit too through OBS and Discord. I want to see if I can make all that work again because it's been a long while since I did that correctly. Normally, I just do this where I go to YouTube Studio, throw on the camera, and hit start stream, and it works immediately. And again, back home, I've got the camera pointed towards my television and a bunch of movies and games and crap, and it's cool looking. It's a nice little picture. But here, you're just looking at the camera on my Surface Pro 6 that's pointing upward to the ceiling, so it's kind of like bizarre. If anybody knows how to be in YouTube Studio, by the way, and doing the live feed with the camera, and knows how to turn that camera off, so that I can just have my gamer pick up there. That would be cool. If I learned to do that, then I won't even have to worry about OBS and the other stuff, unless I'm doing a podcast with multiple people, of course. And that's fine. I've got a couple people to help me when I need it. More than a couple. There's some great people online. Guys like Mr. Boomstick XL, the Graphic God, Mads Gaming. If I need help, they're there, man. They'll help you, walk you through everything. And I got my son back home too, my youngest one. You don't know how many times I've been going live and I'm like yelling for him to help me get shit set up. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I'd have had him today and I would have been on Boom Show for about an hour. But I believe the culprit I'm holding up now was these things, these AKGs. I'm under the belief now that they actually have a microphone built into them, and I did not know that. So I was listening to Boom Show via YouTube on my Surface Pro with these on. But then when I went to OBS, or excuse me, not OBS, when I went to the Discord server and opened it up, now I had my Blue Snowball running, and I had the mic on these apparently was running, and it was double. Oh, it was just screwing up Boom's podcast. I had to get off as quick as possible because I apologized to him. He said not to worry about it. He even thanked me for trying to jump in and be there with him. Boom is cool like that, but it was not cool that I didn't have my stuff working. I've never used these during a podcast at home. I don't need them. The sound comes out of my Surface Pro. I hear the other guys in the podcast, and then I talk into my blue microphone. And for some reason, it doesn't pick up what comes out of the Surface. I've never had any issue. So I'm pretty sure it was those headphones that was weirding things out. And the other thing is, I want to listen to this whole thing. That's why I've been droning on and running this thing for about 30, 40 minutes. Because I want to hear if I get any of that. I don't want to call it lag, but I'm just on Wi-Fi here. And normally I'm hardwired. I got my Surface Pro hooked up to the internet, hardwired when I'm back home. Now I'm just using Wi-Fi. So I just want to hear if you catch any of that. I don't know what that is. It may be lag, but sometimes I'll hear it on a lot of people's show. They'll speak, and then you'll hear just a little bit at the end. I can't make that sound. It does, but it doesn't hurt anything. But I'm just wondering if it's maybe they're on Wi-Fi when they're doing their show as opposed to being hardwired. Anyway, real quickly, let's roll everything back around. Sony dropped some announcements. Pretty cool that the PS5 is going to be hardware, accelerated ray tracing. Because I don't want people to think I'm down on Sony, by the way. I'm down on the ponies, the fanboys I could care less about. I love my PS5. I got a Pro. I got PlayStation VR. I got all them banger games. I just like Xbox better. And I have 630 games on my Xbox. It's my primary gaming system. And it's going to remain that way next gen. But that doesn't mean I don't appreciate 100% the PS4 and come next November, the PS5. Sony knows how to put out a great console. They know how to get developers to make games for their console. They've always been the leader. From the PS1, had more games than any other system had ever had before. Whether it's Sony having more lax restrictions, I think that's what it was back then, because Nintendo was the big dog on the block and Sega was number two. And Sony stepped in and just kicked their asses. And they had way more games than ever came out than the N64 ever got, way more games than the Saturn and eventually the Dreamcast ever got. They just, every game was on the PlayStation 1. It was the dominant system. And it was a lot of games, and it was wonderful. And then they followed that with the PlayStation 2, sold 150 million of them. And there again, whoa, there's more games that's ever been out on any system has been out for that one. Largest library. Sony gets people to put their games on their system. And it's not all that exclusive crap either. Sometimes devs will put it on there. They're not locked to Sony, but they just want to be on the biggest selling one. I understand that. It makes total sense. It wasn't until the 360 that they got any real competition, and Microsoft kind of kicked their ass in that era. Um, by the end, they'd sold a ton of PS3s, but as far as game sales and all that, my God, those Call of Duties were selling humongous amounts on the Xbox and just a little bit on PlayStation. Microsoft dominated that generation. Don't ever let any idiot tell you, oh, well, PlayStation caught up at the end and outsold them. That's just pieces of plastic. But software, total units of software sold, 360 crushed the PS3. And the whole online thing was just so huge in that time frame. It's not as big now. I don't know what, maybe all those shooter bros grew up. They just want to play single player stuff now. I don't know, but it's not as big as it was. And there's more competition now. There's a lot more PC players now. And, that comes and goes. Sometimes PCs that always just did their thing and played just certain games, and they didn't get into anything and everything. But now it's much more mainstream. And it's going to be the same for Sony next gen. They're going to have more competition. You got the, Nintendo come back strong with the Switch after being dead with the Wii U. And trust me, Xbox is coming back strong. And not just with the Scarlet. They're back strong right now. Didn't they just announce the other day they're like 40-something million now sold, what people are saying, 47 million. I thought they were actually over 50, to be honest. I thought they were sitting at about 51 million sold. But 47, 50, it's all apples and oranges. It's a lot. Okay, it's a huge success. They don't need to sell 100 million because they make just as much money as Sony, if not more, from their services, from Xbox Live, now with Game Pass and all that. They're fine. So don't worry about them counted pieces of plastic going forward. Microsoft has tons of services that bring them money. And it is just simple math. If Sony has 2 games a year and they sell huge 10 million copies, that's great. And Microsoft ends up with 30 million subscribers at between $10 and $15 a month. That's a hell of a lot more money than Sony's going to make selling those 2 exclusive games. So, and then they both get the 30% cut on third-party games. So that all washes out. Microsoft is fine. But between the Switch, the Scarlet, bigger PC gaming, all the different avenues of mobile, even Google Stadia, Apple's cell phone service games. Hey, there's lots of ways to play games. And a year from now, it's all going to be even more and bigger. And it's pretty cool. It's a great time to be a gamer. Anyway, this was just more of a test of my equipment to see if I could do this overseas. And so far, I think it's been successful. We'll see when I watch it back and check my volume levels and all that. But I seem to be staying fairly steady on the little bar with the dots. That's all I ever go by anyway when I do these. So we're going to go ahead and end the stream now. Anybody that watches this later, I hope some people do. I would be very appreciative. Make sure you subscribe if you do come over and watch it through my YouTube channel. And leave a comment. Hey, Mojo, that was total crap. Get your act together. Or, hey, I had fun listening to you. Let me know. And again, as always, more content's coming. I've got set shows that will be coming. I've got BDXP coming. Just had to be pushed back. I was going back to like June. I was saying September it was going to start and had it all planned, but things don't always work out. All of June, July, and August, I was working 60 and 70 hours a week. So it just couldn't be done. Now I got my vacation, seeing my grandbaby. So I had to push it back till in probably late November. Sometime in there when I'm back home, my schedule should be better. Should start to get some 3 and 4 day breaks. So should be able to get the podcast up and running and get my shows recorded and uploaded to YouTube. I've got some good stuff planned. So till then, thanks anyone who listens. Again, please like and subscribe. Leave me some comments. I need to know. And I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you, everyone.